Hello and welcome back to another Bodgit and Leggit video. This is part 3 of the Can You Fix It? And yes, after the few hints, still only a few people got it. The first one was Simon, so well done, Simon. And yes, the first thing to do before you do any diagnostics whatsoever is to check the battery and the alternator. And the reason is because if the battery is low or not charging properly, it's going to make all your other sensors just not perform properly. And because the issues that, again, you're just chasing your tail going down rabbit holes. And also the most important one is the AC ripple. If your alternator is letting out the old AC, the pixels are escaping, that's going to be messing up all sorts of sensors and causing all sorts of issues. So it's vitally important that you test the battery first. So we're going to test it. This is the new Mictronics DS5000. There will be a full review coming soon on this bad boy. And we're going to see exactly what's going on with the charge and the alternator system. Right, so like I said, personally, the most important thing to do before you do anything is check the battery and the alternator. Because if you're having any issues with them, all your other sensors, modules can all be thrown off. I've seen really weird things happen, especially with AC ripple, like really strange things, just messing up everything. Also, this is a 2008 car. It's done 59,038 miles. Now, you may think that's good, but actually, having a car with low mileage isn't necessarily good. For example, the steering lock is really tight to the point where when I put the key in, I think I'm going to actually break the steering lock or the key, sorry. Not because there's an issue, just because it hasn't been used. I'm looking at the last test mileage, and within the last test mileage it's only done like 1,500 miles. No, sorry, 800 odd miles. This car does a couple of thousand miles a year, which isn't necessarily the best thing. If I'm buying a car, I wouldn't necessarily go for a car with low mileage. Believe me, low mileage cars, they're more expensive and in a lot of cases a lot more troublesome. What we're going to do is we're going to set the battery tester up. So we're going to test the battery and the charging system, and then we can actually proceed with our diagnostic procedures. Some really great suggestions. It's quite funny because a lot of people unfortunately aren't either reading the code properly or listening to what I originally said. I'm going to be doing another video where I explain that a bit more, but you have to listen to what I actually said, because a lot of the tests that people are telling me to do are absolutely pointless because of what I actually said. But we're going to do them. But yeah, this it's really interesting to see the comments, and it's also really good that I can tell who the people watch on YouTube from their comments, which is just really interesting. So it was a really good experiment, this. I'm really enjoying it. Let's test the battery and the charging system first. Right, so here we go. I've got it all set. It's petrol, 360 cranking amps, 44 amperage. We can also see a problem straight away. It's only 12.2 volts, so I kind of know what's coming here. The battery does look old, which is another thing, but anyway, we're going to continue. Oh yeah, look at me, look at me, I got my jarbies on, Christmas jarbies, and my shoes. Let's just take a reading from the battery and then we'll continue. I kind of know what it's going to say. It's good, it just needs a charge. Right, so that's good. That we can see if we scroll across, we can see a few more menus here, look, which is really handy. So we'll just go, we continue with, we will continue with the test. It's Christmas Day, by the way, people. That's why I got my dressing gown on. And me pyjamas. Start engine. Make sure everything's turned off. Continue. So hopefully it runs long enough to actually do this. Hold the revs. Let it turn to idle. Press next. Turn on high beams and blowers. Next. Gonna have to rev it up as well. Get it in the rev range. Press next. Hold it in the rev range. This is going to test our AC ripple and everything. Our engine light's flashing. Oh, are we going to be able to do this test before it cuts out? No, I don't know. She's going to cut out. Oh, we just got it. Our engine light's flashing. The car is missing. Right, we can turn the car off now because it's missing like crazy. But the thing is, we just got the testing in time. Now, so we can see the starting time, the circuits. Let's just slide. Oh, come on, slide across. Slide across. There we go. Cranking amps, voltage, that's all good. We'll just go back. This is what I really want to see. Our ripple. Our load and our ripple. Actually, it's okay, but it is a bit choppy, but it's okay. So something to look at in future is our alternator. Again, just lack of use basically, and you know, it goes rusty internally and things happen when they don't get used. It is okay, but yeah, it's something. It's not going to be affecting anything at the minute, let's put it that way, but it's something we definitely need to look at in the future and tell the customer. I just would prefer that slightly flatter than that. Right, anything above 50 is what we really need to be worried about. As you can see, we don't need to be worried about it yet, but we can tell the customer that, you know, it's worn and we can basically keep an eye on it. There is no dropouts on the ripple, but you can see it's a bit sharp, but there is no dropouts, which is the most important thing. It's just close. And again, it's not the mileage, it's basically the age of the vehicle. You know, people always go off mileage. Oh, mileage, it just goes to show it doesn't really matter. If this car has done more mileage, the chances are that alternator would actually be better. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. It is okay, but having low mileage cars isn't always the answer. And yes, don't worry, if the AC ripple is bad, the machine will tell you, so you don't have to try and work it out yourself. It will actually tell you. I just know it's kind of close. Right, so that's it. As we can see, we can actually continue with the test. We're going to have to put a battery maintainer on the car because you can see it does need charging, but also it's proper just to put a battery maintainer on anyway, so we can do our other test. The AC ripple, it's okay at the minute. It's not bad enough to affect anything, so we can continue. But that's why I'm saying it's so important to actually do these tests first, because if that AC ripple is any worse, then it could be causing all the issues with the car, and but it's not. So we can now continue. So what the next video is going to be is most probably a compression test, and I'm going to explain in the video. Well, I'll save all that for the next video, but that's it. So look, everybody, hope it helps. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Don't forget, links up here, links down below, but most importantly, don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one. Sorted.